I gave my heart and soul again. No one wants me on their stage. I stare at the fourth wall again, and nobody knows my name. All that changed when you found me, forever changed. And I sang for you until it hurt. I said I loved you and meant every word. I had wondered when my world would turn. Then you became my universe. So I gave my heart and soul, and then the word spread like a fire. I talked to the fourth wall, and then we sang into the night. You saved me more than you know. Oh, you saved me. Oh, and I'll sing for you until it hurts. I'll say I love you and mean every word. I don't wonder why my world still turns, because you are my universe. Because you are my universe. You saved me more than you know. You saved me. And I'll sing for you until it hurts. I'll say I love you and mean every word. I don't wonder why my world still turns, because you are my universe.
I think some shenanigans are happening. Hi. Hi. So, I probably sound weird. Let me figure that out. I'm gonna need you all to do a favor for me, okay? I'm gonna need you all to do a favor for me and tell me in chat if you can hear me in just a moment, okay? Okay? Also, hi, Green Castle Block. Hi. Hi. Okay. Hey, can you hear me when I'm in here? Do I exist in here? You hear me again? You hear me again when I'm in here? I have you up on my spouse's computer because I cannot find a single laptop or tablet in my house right now. Wait, can you even hear me when I'm in here? You said you could hear footsteps. Wow. Okay. Hold up. That's cool. You can hear my whole house right now, and I don't know how I feel about that. But, hey, that works. That works for me if that works for you. God, I need to cut my hair so bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Welcome to my test kitchen, but more that I'm testing my kitchen than I am actually testing the food. Though the food's also going to be an experiment. No, I'm saying you can hear my whole house from here. And I don't know how I feel about that. I want to hear my whole house, I think. Is that something people want? More on that later. Okay, one sec. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, something creepy just happened. So, I'll start by telling you that I spent a maybe distressing amount of time today stuck trapped in a closet that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get out of until my spouse got home. I managed to get myself into that closet and stand in it to search through things, but stuff kind of fell in front of the door. and I wasn't sure I'd be able to get back out again. And then a minute ago, I was leaving my office after turning on a little bit of background noise so that it's not just silence and me and my footsteps. But my office door creaked shut, and then it sounded like something went against the back of it while it was still open about this far. So I was like, oh, did something fall into the back of it? Well, wait, did two things just fall into the back of it? Wait, what was that noise? And I look at it thinking, well, if stuff fell into the back of it just now, it would have closed more. But it didn't move after the noises. It moved, hold on, it went like this, and then it stopped open, and then, but stayed stationary, still about this open. And so I look behind it, and there's nothing touching the back of that door. So I think the ghost in my house is angry at me for something, and I don't know what, and I don't like that. But yeah, I got trapped in the office closet, the closet of the same room that the mystery knocks just happened on the back of an open door from. Well, I'm home alone, so there's definitely nobody else to fuck with me. Okay, well, so real life phasmophobia. Yeah, I have a EMF reader somewhere, so I guess we could do that. So my question is, what's the audio quality like right now? You said you can hear me. Is it super muffled and jarbled and awful? Is it all right? Like, what's the vibe? Yeah, I have like an EMF reader and stuff, and I'd like to get my own actual spirit box and some other things at some point. But I haven't, and when I've gone real life ghost hunting with people before, it was using their equipment, not my own. So. Quality is good. I just opened a can, that's true. Okay. Cool. So, neat. So what I was in the closet looking for today, right? Because I don't need anything from being in the closet anymore. I left the closet years ago. Happy Pride. But what I needed from the closet when I was searching earlier was I was looking for my lapel mics, because I have four lapel mics. And I moved them to the house. It was one of the first things to move into this house before I even lived here. Was this box of 4 lapel mics, in case I wanted to make content from elsewhere in my house. And yet, I cannot find that box of all of my lapel mics. And they're not even like cheap, crappy lapel mics. 2 of them are Rode brand. And if you're familiar with Rode, you should know how grumpy I am that I don't know where my mics are. But because they're one of the first things that moved here, they're one of the things that's got moved the most, I think, in this process. So, okay. We're gonna do a few things today because I kind of want to get a sense of what the capacity of this current setup is. Hey, Gaster. Sorry, I can't find my laptop. Okay. Here's the state of affairs. I got locked in a closet. I'm pretty sure the ghost in my house is angry. Well, not locked. Blocked into a closet. I'm pretty sure the ghost in my house is angry and in the office that I stream from. I can't find my laptop, my lapel mics, or any of the tablets in the house. So the main stream setup is being ran by my PC right now. I'm using my phone on a tripod. Sorry, I need to get used to looking not at the top of the device, but at where the camera on my actual phone is. Because you're in landscape. But I can't find my box of 4 lapel mics, my laptop, my spouse's tablet, any of that stuff. So, my computer at the opposite end of the house is running stream, which is ideal. But then my phone is a webcam right now. But I was looking for something I could use for chat, and I cannot find anything to read chat off of. So since my spouse mercifully isn't home right now to witness this, y'all are on my spouse's PC that's in that room about 15 feet from where I'm standing. So I've rotated a monitor and made it like plus 200 in magnification. So I can see you from here. So this setup works really well. Apparently, Green Castle Block was confirming you can hear me all the way through my whole house, both from where my computer is set up, which is again the opposite end of the house, all the way to my kitchen. So I think once we figure out reading chat, we could really do this. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying to talk to y'all and use an insufficiently sharp knife to cut through an entire spaghetti squash. Insufficient knife time. What I'd like to do eventually is, we've used my phone as a webcam many times before. Oh, sweet. We did it, we got there. What I'd like to do, because we've used my phone as a webcam many times in the past, mostly for tarot readings and art, what I'd like to do in the long run is have more than one camera set up in my kitchen eventually, or set my phone up so it can track me around my kitchen, which is also technically possible. But I'd like to get back to cooking streams. Once I figure out the tech stuff. That is a spaghetti squash. So I haven't eaten yet today, and while I just sort of test out cooking stuff, I figure I'll make myself some food, because cooking. And maybe give y'all a little kitchen tour. And maybe do a little food prep for tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm streaming from noon until like, oh god, at least 9 p.m., probably later, so at least a 9-hour stream. So I was thinking it could be cool to do like a little bit of meal prep for tomorrow, a little something to eat today, test audio, even though I can't find any of my lapel mics, see how like tolerable this audio is, all that kind of stuff. Because for Game On and Lupus, people unlocked a cooking stream. And also in doing that, they voted with their donations to make it a baking stream with cookies that are gamer themed. And I have some gaming themed cookie cutters that I need to find. They're still packed somewhere, I think. But I have Minecraft ones, I have all sorts of cookie cutters. And then I could also just make some that are gaming themed based off of like maybe we ice them and like what the icing looks like or something. I don't think I have everything I need to make like a royal icing, but we could do something. How does this sound? How does all of that sound to people? Also, when I'm doing stuff like using my sink to wash my hands right now, how awful and loud is that? How bad is listening to the water and stuff? I want all the feedback in the world. Any feedback y'all have from me or for me, I would love to hear. Okay. I'm trying to not make too many awful sounds. I think that'll be okay. We'll do that. Too many awful sounds while also kind of testing the limits of what's obnoxious. Because inquiring minds need to know. Washing and sink is okay, woo! Hi, R2. How's it going? It's good to see ya. Okay. Cool. Oh. So it's one of my oven mitts. And it's Spock's hand. It even has Spock's cuff on it. I wish that when I bought two of them, I wish they were both hands, not two of the same hand. Because it looks like I'm doing this or this, and not just this, when I wear two of them at once. I also have art dish rags. They get softer when they're damp. and very malleable when they're damp, but they're very, very, very absorbent. This guy. Two in the oven. The other two also in the oven. Yes. I actually think I'm going to take the briefest second to put my hair up because I didn't really think. I mean, I can't do a lot about my bangs because they're just too long. But I'm gonna change this because, as you can tell, we're hanging out in our pajamas, having a little informal cooking sesh. I'm wearing shorts and a pajama top, and it's basically like if you were my friends that just came over to hang out while I cook, which happens sometimes, and looks almost exactly like this. So, you love to see it. I mean, you are my friends, and you are hanging out with me while I cook, so, but sometimes people actually show up to my house, and I look like this, and I cook things, and we hang out. And I keep my hair out of the food, so that if anybody other than me is eating it, they don't eat my hair. And also just so that I don't eat my hair, because hair is a very unpleasant texture in food. We compost, so I'm gonna get rid of all that. And our compost bin has a charcoal filter in the lid. Highly recommend. But yeah, I'm gonna put up my hair really quick. See if I can figure out a thing to do with my bangs. Because I need to cut them real bad. They go down to the end of my nose. Your bangs, turns out, should not be this long. I look like an anime character. But like usually the evil anime characters do this. Dead moms do this with their hair, but evil anime bangs. So I'll be back. One sec. Old ways, hello! Yes. Yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking and we're prepping to see if cookie baking stream needs different tech. So I'm looking for all the feedback. What's too loud? What is fine? How absolutely abysmal is the sound quality since I can't find any of my 4 lapel mics? Stuff like that. So any feedback is good feedback. I've had a very interesting day where I thought I might be trapped in a closet for the next 6 hours. 7 hours. I thought I was going to be trapped in a closet for the next 7 hours. I got myself out, and then I can't find my lapel mics or my spouse's tablet. And then just now, there was knocking on the back of an open door while I'm home alone. And nothing is touching the door. So it's not like something fell into the back of it. So the ghost in my house, in my office, is angry at me and tried to trap me in there, is the only explanation I have. Oh, I'm glad you like the new screen decor. I made it myself. I would be down for a full breakdown. I've also heard that you can hear me throughout my whole house. So, if that's the case, and you can hear me, cool. And if not, I'll be back in just a second. I'm sorry you can't see me. just feel like I'm gonna get... I feel like it's gonna be a better experience if my hair is more contained. And you might be thinking, isn't a braid more contained than a ponytail? But it feels more contained. More of my hair, a higher percentage of hair is contained. Yeah, I have 4 lapel mics, 2 Rode and 2 Synco? Hold on. 2 are Rode. Two are Rode and 2 are Synco. And you might be thinking, isn't this a box of lapel mics? No. This is the box from one of the sets. But it just has like the warranty and stuff in it. The others are all packed with tech from my old streaming setup, but I have 2 Rode brand ones and 2 of the Synco brand ones. So each of them has a receiver and a transmitter, but I got the ones for also being able to use with a guest. So I have 2 transmitters for each brand. As well as like lav mics with wind muffs and all of that kind of stuff. I love my Rode mics. I just wish I knew where the fuck they were. But yeah, I'm sure that cutting down on echo and stuff would be huge. I'm very sorry. If this is not bearable, I understand. If it's not okay, I get it. But that's part of what today is trying to figure out. Is this acceptable even without all of my tech? Do I have to put off the baking stream this month for Go Tell Cookies until I find all of the tech, which I apparently angered the spirits trying to do, which was kind of my plan today. I was trying to find them before this stream, and if I didn't figure it out, I was just gonna go fuck it. But then I thought, you know, this is capable of capturing audio. How bad is it? Also, I'm doing questionable things to this spaghetti squash, and well, I know that cooking is technically not banned on Twitch. There's a category for it. I feel like oiling the openings of these squashes maybe isn't TOS in the way that they intended. It's like those cooking videos where you stay to watch so that the ingredients don't have to be alone with that person. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Look up an air tag to put on them so ghosts can't do their thing. It's workable. TOS. Listen. There's something about rubbing openings in that manner that just felt like maybe it was better off camera on this platform. But does anyone know what I'm talking about when it comes to those cooking videos where people are like, look at this orange, and they're like doing this to it or whatever? It feels weird. Hey Sketch! Hi Sketch, welcome in. I'm not opposed to people seeing what I'm doing. Also, I'm sorry that my kitchen is a disaster right now. So we're just gonna salt and pepper these guys. I am going to be generous with this. Hello. Sketch, how's it going? And you might be thinking, okay, is that it? Is this all that's happening? No. I'm actually gonna bake them upside down so that they don't bake too fast. And we're gonna make sure that they're fork tender when they're done. Oh, y'all got a foot for a second. Fucked up. That's the only problem with tipping my camera like that. So I gotta be careful to wear shoes or something. No, I'm not saying you're thinking that. I'm just saying that some people make cooking videos that are like that, and I feel like maybe I don't want to be interpreted as doing that by like finger blasting a spaghetti squash. You know what I mean? Sketch, it's good to see you. Those are spaghetti squash halves. So spaghetti squash is a type of squash that when you fork it apart, comes apart in starchy strands that almost are like noodles. Hence the name. They're about as wide as spaghetti is, and they're about as long as spaghetti are if you do it right. And they are very good to use in place of pasta. So I have some spaghetti sauce that we made from scratch, which I can break down the recipe for. I don't have enough tomatoes to make more on stream today, but I have some leftover spaghetti squash. Not spaghetti squash, spaghetti sauce. This is 10 Roma tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, my favorite Italian seasoning blend, which is called Pasta Sprinkles by the company that does it. It's European basil, California basil, dried minced garlic, Greek oregano, and Mediterranean thyme. So it's some of this. It's some of that, some rosemary, some fresh garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil that the tomatoes stew in and then like break down in. Double garlic is never wrong. Are you telling me a gar like this? Listen, have you ever looked at a gar? Those things are either distressing or adorable depending on who you ask, okay? So I'm a big fan of cleaning up my workspaces while I work. So there's a part of me that wants to wash a couple things so that we can cook multiple things on stream day. Let's see. Alexa, set a timer for 35 minutes.
35 minutes, starting now.
Cool. Also, I took off my wedding ring because I don't want a bunch of olive oil and stuff to end up under the stones in my ring. That's happened before. And I use a sonic cleaner to clean my ring when stuff like that happens. But it's still, I don't want to break out the sonic cleaner and do all of that right now, if I'm being honest. Okay, so. Slay. 35. Listen, So, I don't know why I keep saying so much. It's a problem. Also, for anyone who didn't see it when I made it, these guys, this is the violet syrup that I'd made before. And it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And we have cold brew tea that I can take the bags out of now. This is the stuff that I do on Thursdays around co-working that y'all just don't see. So I cold brewed black orange tea. Speaking of oranges. So we have 3 different kinds of simple syrup in the fridge. And now we have half a gallon of cold brewed tea. The violets are for the gays. Gay syrup. You know the trick with that, right? It's pH reactive. So it changes colors from that blue to purple to like a vibrant pink. So it is kind of, we love to see it. We love to see it. Bisexual syrup. Okay, so I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything. Buy syrup. Yeah. I wish that more of my house was unpacked right now, because I would show you. So like just outside this door here, this stuff. That's an antique buffet from my spouse's grandmother when she passed. And it's being turned into like a beverage bar. So it has my espresso machines and my coffee maker and my frother and a kettle, and all of our coffee making supplies and all of our flavored syrups and like 20 different, who am I kidding, like 70 different kinds of tea and like 12 different kinds of coffee beans and all of our fancy drinkware and stuff. We got a power strip that's about 2 feet shorter than the bar is, but with like this much of a gap between outlets. And so we can plug in our various coffee things and other beverage related accoutrements. And we're gonna put it along the back. But then at the end, we're gonna have a cute little thing with like chargers for phones, not just our types of phones, but everyone's phones. So that when guests come over, they can grab themselves like a fun little drink and also plug their phone in if they need to. So. But yeah, big fan. I do like coffee too. Okay, so while we have the spaghetti squash in the oven, it's gonna cook for at least 35 minutes, and then I'm gonna check how fork tender it is. It might go on a little longer. And then, let's see. I wanted to do some food prep for tomorrow because we're streaming for more than 3 extra hours tomorrow. Your favorite syrup creation is called Fresh Laundry Milkshake. Vanilla milkshake with a dash of lavender syrup. Ooh, that does sound scrumptious. That does sound scrumptious. Oh, speaking of scrumptious plants, Plantoinette is doing okay. Just so people know. Just so people are aware of Her Majesty. I regret to inform you that Leticia has been eaten. But Plantoinette is doing well, even though I have been consuming additional limbs that would otherwise be weighing her down. But Plantoinette is doing fine. She's doing great. She's thriving. That is specifically Italian basil. My next acquisitions to expand her family will be sweet basil and purple basil, which has a slightly milder flavor, but is still a very good flavor, and is like a deep eggplanty kind of purple. I'm going to keep all of my herb acquisitions, as far as plants go, portable, so in pots for now, until next year. Because my current plan with my yard is to monitor the ecosystem for a year, and figure out what's staying, what's going, remove the stuff that's damaging. So things that are trying to kill structures, the things that are choking out and killing beneficial plants for the ecosystem, etc. But leaving everything else. And then either late this year, once it's after everything seasons, or early next year, kind of depending on what it is, removing a bunch of it appropriately. So the stuff that just needs desperate pruning because it hasn't been pruned properly in like a decade or more, pruning that when it's an appropriate season to. And then for the stuff that just needs to go or would have been fine if somebody helped it like 10, 15, 20 years ago, that's been left alone to sort of fall apart, be choked out by ivy, be hollowed out by ivy, whatever. And now is like structurally unsound and dying and is likely to take out part of the house with it. That stuff will need to go, probably. Ooh, bring me a lavender matcha latte. That sounds so good, GCD. Damn. That sounds so good. Maybe I make myself something fun to drink. I wish more was unpacked. Oh, do y'all... Hold on. Do you want to see my salt and pepper shakers? Because they're really cute and a little gay. Hi, Tacit Kitchen. Also, I have nothing to read chat off of, so you're on Professor Metal's computer in the living room. So I can't see chat unless I'm at least right here. But I can see chat. Hi, Tess. Fresh laundry sounds so good, dude. Okay, I think to make up for everything, I want to make myself a Thai tea. and sold. Tess, how's it going? No, I'll find those things later. I'm not gonna worry about it. Some of your best work. Yeah, so with the backyard, I'm gonna try to focus. Boil some water. Okay, so for the backyard, yeah, I'm removing everything that is damaging or not a healthy part of the ecosystem of my yard, but otherwise letting everything be for a year so I can witness what needs to go and what I just want to go and what I can save but move, or what could be safely removed but like given to somebody else who actually wants it. There are a few things where I'm like, oh, that thing I just hate and I want it gone. I'm gonna get rid of the boxwood that's in my front yard. I want to get rid of the quince, at least one of the quince, which is going to be a giant pain in the ass. And I want to replace the blackberries with a thornless varietal, because some of the thorns are like longer than the end of my pinky finger, and I'm just like, bro, I need falconer's gloves to get the fruit off of this. I don't want to deal with this. I hate it. And I'm gonna give them a trellis. But I am going to do what I can to save a lot of the yard. And then next year, once I know what's staying, what's going, what's moving, etc., I'm also going to weed all the grass out of my yard because I don't want the grass. Ah! I just spilled tea. It's fine. Oh, so good. We're gonna measure with our hearts. That seems good enough. That seems good enough, and then I immediately add more. Great. Okay. Hate grass, 0 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna replace it with probably creeping thyme and other low bush, soft, drought-resistant native plants that can handle a bunch of like tread upon them that don't get crunchy and gross feeling. I might keep like a small patch of grass or something, but like I don't really want to. And if I do, it'll probably be a native type of grass instead of the Kentucky grass that we have. But so we're gonna keep Pal's like Plantoinette here, though this is clearly multiple basil plants, and so I kind of want to divide into multiple pots. I'm gonna keep all of the herb acquisitions separate and portable. Because next year I'm going to build a horseshoe-shaped planter box, I believe. And it'll be one of multiple sets of planters in my yard. And those are going to be herbs. At least in that horseshoe. Okay, So we have tea for the Thai tea steeping. That can steep for now. Also the salt and pepper, before I forget. These are salt and pepper shaker. And aside from obvious fruit jokes, I just think that these are super lesbian coded nowadays. So we stand. We live for them. But yeah, so that's kind of the vibe with that. I could show you the yard. We're in a position I could show you the yard. But yeah, sweet basil and purple basil are the next acquisitions. And then probably rosemary and lavender. But I have a pouch of lavender for cooking specifically. So. Oh yes. There is a challenge going. It started on the 1st of June. There's a challenge going. It started on the 1st of June. And it would make me stream from my backyard where we already tested that the Wi-Fi can reach and everything. And I would do like a crafting stream. Like put out probably like a blanket or something and set up almost like a picnic. Kind of an energy to it. Or do it on my table that's out there. And then do like a backyard little crafting tea party thing for people. And if I can find my lapel mics, then I'll probably see if I can have a guest. Because I have wind muffs for the lapel mics. Thank you for sticking through the ads. I appreciate it. Okay, so I think I'm kind of considering making this chocolate cake mix into cookies instead. And baking cookies when the spaghetti squash is out of the oven. Wind muffs are for the win. It's almost like they should be called wind muffs. Maybe. Okay, so I'm really considering making this into cookies. But we shall see. Okay, so food prep stuff for tomorrow. I'm gonna grab oatmeal. You know, I was only gonna get one of these down, but I think I'm gonna do both. So we're gonna open our raspberry preserves and our local wild blueberry preserves. So good. Do you know, hold on, I can't quite read that from here. Do you know what an escalator says when it doesn't work? Nothing, it's just stairs. Thank you. Thank you for that. Also, hi, chef. Okay, so Since when is oatmeal fancy to open? Since when is it not just like a vacuum sealed whatever? Okay. Oh boy. All right. This is going slower than molasses down a hill in January. 1 second. We're going to measure with our hearts because we can always put it back. Nope. Nope. JK. Nope. Awful. Everything is ruined. Ruined. Nobody saw a crap. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nobody saw anything. I just poured a little too fast. Okay. Great, that was basically the right amount of oats if I had just gone slower. Perfect. Hi. What about if it was molasses on roller skates or on a bicycle? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. I'm making some overnight oats. That's all. I'm doing a little food prep because I haven't been feeling well at all. Yesterday I could hardly stand for more than a couple moments at a time. And today I'm feeling a little better, but I'm not sure if I'll be better for very long. So we're doing a little bit of food prep for later. Well, we can. Because I never know what days I won't be able to make anything at all. I think that this stuff is great. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Also, Chibi, it's really good to see you. Okay, so this one is just raspberry. This one is raspberry and wild blueberries. And this one is just wild blueberries. And we're giving it a chance to actually absorb so that there's not a dry pocket tomorrow that never absorbed anything. Great. Great. Again, blueberry, wild blueberry, blueberry, and local raspberries. So, 10 out of 10. And halfway through, I'll give it a little shake tonight so that it kind of distributes. throw my lids. Throw my lids on them. Great! Everything is awesome. Anyway, I will still try to find my lapel mic. I'll still also try to find my I'd like to try to find my laptop and my lapel mics to take with me next month to Minnesota. Fiery oats. Maybe this will motivate me to stop slacking on my own meal prep. Maybe. Maybe. The good old overnight oats. For different amounts of rupees. Every time I make oatmeal with oat milk, my brain does a flip-flop. Because, like, do they know each other? Do they know each other? Or, I mean, maybe. Okay, so I'm not going to say I'm always good about meal prep. I'm not. I'm often terrible at meal prep, but I have no qualms about leftovers. I think leftovers are a godsend. Meal prep is basically making leftovers in advance, and I'm okay with that. I will say that, like, I grew up way too poor to have, like, a thing against leftovers. Okay. The tea for our Thai tea is coming together delicious smelling. So good. The, like, vanilla aspect to this tea blend is... So I'll put away our oats. The thing is with that I'll probably dump those out of a jar into a bowl with some granola when I actually eat them, so that it's like a little bit more texturally diverse. Also, GCB, look at how pretty my dandelion syrup is. Isn't she gorgeous? Isn't she beautiful? I think the same of my violet syrup, but she's almost out. She is almost gone. And I'm gonna be so sad when she's gone. Okay, so we have Thai tea going along. Next question for stream is gonna be, is this going to be too loud? But I need to know for the sake of future cooking shenanigans. Gosh. I feel like such a dingbat. Oh, no, the thing I'm about to do, Tess, but I appreciate you. Okay, so I know that there's echo. But I've been told everyone can hear me pretty well. Like, they're just like room tone kind of echo. But otherwise, people can hear me. Is there anything else? I know that lapel mics will help, but is there anything else that I should, like, know about? I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I like coconut cream. It's like hard. I think it froze because it was in my fridge. It's so funny. Hold on. I've never seen coconut cream less of a cream consistency in my whole life. Oh. I found liquid. It was at the bottom of the can. What a splorch noise. Oh no. I will read in a second if chat has said anything. I will also obviously go back and like watch this VOD so that I can see what I think and like what I know I can improve and stuff. Yeah, I have 4 lapel mics. I just wish I could find the bots, but I almost got trapped today trying to find them to no avail. They say if you leave coconut cream alone for 2 years, it turns into drywall. Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure I scrolled up to read what GCB had also said. I just wanted to make sure I also saw what GCB, or not GCB, GPP had also said. I'm so frustrated. I moved the box with the lapel mics over here before we even moved here. But that also means that it got moved the most by the time we were done moving, probably. Okay, so my coconut milk separated and my coconut cream separated. So what I think I'd like to do, and I think maybe it's a little frozen. It was in my fridge, not my freezer, but I think I think because my fridge is so empty, and it was like in the back near a vent where these cans were placed so I could use them cold later. I think they did that thing where they're slightly like fridge frozen. You know what I mean? Cause like, she's lumpy. I mean, not like lumpy, just like separated, and the solids were more solid than I was expecting. Okay, so I think I can work with her though. I think, GCB, I always think that you're worth acknowledging. You're always worth acknowledging. Okay, now this part I'm a little worried is gonna be too loud. And by like a little, I mean a lot worried. Oh god. We'll see. Oh no. Oh no. Well, let me see how bad that was. She's lumped. She's lumped. She's lumped. She's in my fridge. She's lumped. She's lumped. She's lumped. Oh, that really wasn't that bad? Okay. That's really good to know. Cool. Okay. So I have immersion blendered. This coconut cream. And she's a little lumpier than I want. Okay, yeah. My phone has no noise gating on it right now. You know, I could probably do something about that before next time. Okay. So, we have our pitcher. We're gonna grab more water, also high quacked up. Thank you for going along on this test drive of Kitchen Stream. It helps a lot. Because, especially once I can find the lapel mic, knowing like what works, what doesn't, etc. is gonna be really useful. I'm really mad about my lapel mics being missing. I own 4 mics, I have 4 lapel mics and 2 lapel mic receivers, and I cannot find any of them. Okay, so we have the start of our Thai tea. This is way too big of a picture for the amount of Thai tea I plan on making. But, alas, we're gonna figure this out. Okay, so actually I'm gonna cool that. It was a good thing, not a bad thing. Clarifying that sometimes noise cancellation stuff can do weird things to good noises, and that is not what's happening. Thank you! Also, yes, enjoy your crochet. I'm sorry you have a migraine. Feel better soon! It just means room for more tea. Yep. Okay. So, I also prepped my ice in advance. I think that's probably kind of weird, but sorry, hold on. I keep like a giant trough of ice. I keep a giant trough of ice. I also make 2 different sizes of ice. I make like big rectangle ice, and then I also make little round ice. Okay. Alright. Not bad. The cats are skeptical. That's fair. Cats are skeptical creatures. Okay. So, we have Thai tea with like our whipped coconut cream also in it. I actually think I'm going to mix that in instead of letting it be floaty, because it's a little thicker than I wanted because of trying to break up the lumps. But look at her. Yeah, that's the shit. That's great. That is great. So, the other nice thing about this setup that we have right now going on is that I can seamlessly transfer back to my computer for co-working stream later. It's not like once I'm done being on mobile, I'm just done. And for those of you who are around back when I used to do cooking streams ages ago, like a long time ago, I used to carry my whole fucking computer, boom arm, everything into the kitchen. The boom arm for my mic, my microphone, my computer, my webcam, all of it. So right now, with my streaming computer being the backbone of this, if I can figure out reading chat being portable with me, since my phone can't do it right now and I can't find any other devices to do it, we'll kind of be set. I think so that I can clean up my workspace before my timer goes off, I'm actually going to move this giant thing of coconut cream into a container for my fridge so it can actually break down a little bit again, because right now it's too stiff. You know, I want it to be a little more pourable than this. I just wanted to make it homogeneous again. So or I could get out the rest of the ingredients later and just make this into Thai tea ice cream with a coconut base. If I can find my blender after stream tonight, I might do that. Delicious. Also dealt with. So much coconut cream. Cardboard and tape chat reading Periscope. Okay, so my coconut cream is a little too solid. Coconut does solidify in cold, but I'm hoping some of the air will fall out of it. My house is just too hot for me to want to leave it on the counter right now. And I just whipped the shit out of it, so. Once it's not as hot, I'll probably put it on the counter so it is a little less solid. But right now I just don't want it to be too hot while some of the air falls out of it. Okay, so the spaghetti sauce, or spaghetti squash, is roasting. The sauce is saucing. Tea is steeping. Immersion blender was not too loud, and will only be improved by some like lapel mics and EQing. What else do we want to test while we're still kitchen streaming instead of office streaming today? Yeah, whip-based viscosity is what I'm working with right now. What do we want to do, friends? Running water. Yeah. I've done that a couple times. But why don't I scoot y'all over this way a little bit? And why don't I clean my workspace a little bit more? A little better. This is the ultimate in co-working stream, because usually I run out of my office to do this, rather than having you just in the room with me. Okay. So, I'm gonna move this back here with that. Let's clean some stuff, huh? Is the music in the other room still working on stream? And if so, does it seem like it's a decent level? Thank you for being around for test stream while I just do like meal prep and stuff. But I really want the Game On to End Lupus milestone reward, where we do the cookies that everybody voted on with their donations. I really want that to be the highest possible quality. I really want that to be the highest possible quality, which I thought included unpacking my lapel mics, but if I can't find the lapel mics within a reasonable amount of time, I wanted to see how viable this option is. So. Also, I'm not gonna lie, there's the part of me that grew up licking everything clean for my grandparents when we were cooking, that like makes me not want to wash all the deliciousness off that I could just eat instead. You thought it was added on. Got it. Sure. Yeah, the music is playing from going through the same computer that is capturing everything else and hosting the stream itself. My phone in the kitchen with me right now is on a tripod, technically with a ring light, should the lighting change. But my phone is just acting as a webcam and a microphone right now, and nothing else. So, yeah. So the music is playing through the same computer as my normal stream setup. Oh my god, I just realized that it's not necessarily playing my playlist anymore. Hold on. Okay, it's still playing the correct thing. We're fine. I was genuinely a little worried that it might have switched to like something with DMCA issues. But we're okay. But yeah, so you're currently on my phone, just for the sound in the video, using something called Droid Cam, which is an OBS plugin. And OBS is still running in the other room to like keep up with everything. The bots, the OBS, all the stuff. Hopefully my captioner is still working because of that. And then yeah, you're just in my kitchen with me on a tripod. And kind of hoping Hi Zyphon, welcome in. I'm kind of hoping that this is not only just acceptable in this one-off circumstance, but is something that we can like build upon, right? Because I'm gonna move this way a little bit. I have like under the counter lights. And various things where even if the lighting outside wasn't great, which I think it's fantastic right now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even have to like color grade this really. If the lighting wasn't so fantastic, then there's like lighting set up around the room in strategic places. So if I want to do really close to the counter, looking down the counter at stuff I'm doing, I think that we could really accomplish that in a few different places. And this tripod is currently on the counter in front of my rice cooker, but it is adjustable to be as tall as my ceilings are, or I technically have two shorter tripods. This one, well, let's see. So this one, the shortest it can get is about as tall as my cabinets are. So, pretty tall, couple feet. Whereas I have one where I think the shortest it can get is like 6 or 8 inches. So, we have some options. We have some options. But you'd be surprised how much tech I have. I have my 2 Rode lapel mics, I have my 2 Synco lapel mics, I have multiple receivers for lapel mics, I have lav mics, with and without wind muffs for all of the wireless and wired mics. I have my Shure SM7B, which is usually my mic for most things. I also have, I think I still have my Rode mic, as well as, oh god, it starts with an A and I cannot think of the brand right now, and it's killing me because it's like the other big popular brand. Crap! But I have 2 other mics for boom arms somewhere. I only loaned one of them to a friend, not both. And I have like 9 different tripods of different styles. And I have studio lighting, as well as like little lighting, as well as like 7 ring lights. I have it. It's just mostly packed. It is mostly just packed right now. I have a green screen. What I really want is a blue screen, not a green screen, which a lot of Hollywood's already moved to. But I love the blue screen, especially since I wear way more green than I do blue at this point. But like the kind of green screens pick up on is one of my favorite colors, and I have a lot of clothing that is that color, and like a lot of jewelry and makeup that are those colors. So, but yeah. Okay, so running water. I've washed a few things now. Nobody's been like, oh my god, this is the worst experience of our lives. But everyone is quieter again. So, I feel like I should check in. How we doing? Is this obnoxious? Is this bearable? When we do the Game On to End Lupus cooking stream, I have no need for running water. I should be able to make all the dough in advance. Because I'm thinking for the cookie stream, I'll make all the dough in advance. And I might even make some like frosting and stuff in advance, or icing. And then if I do that, I can just cook and stuff, and by then hopefully I'll have the mics. If not, I could always just mute and turn up music while I rinse things off. The running water is not too bad on my ears, doesn't bother me, and I'm noise sensitive right now. That's good to know. Also, hi, Oni. Also, a note, because I know that Green Castle Block hadn't originally noticed earlier and wasn't aware. Not to call GCB out, just to like, maybe it hasn't been communicated enough. Oh god. But, you can barely hear it. Hooray! I was gonna say, words, things, help. Oh, there's a challenge right now. If you want me to do a cute little crafting stream that's like crafting tea party vibes, there's a challenge for that right now. If over the course of Pride Month, the community pulls together, I think it was like 16,040, I think it was 16,420 points. I'll like do a cute little backyard, like gremlin core crafting stream. So. Little goblin core situation. Oh god, everything is dying. I'm fine. It's fine. Ignore me, I'm just being dramatic. I'm this dramatic when nobody's watching as well, when I'm in my kitchen. Oh gosh, everything is ruined. Actually, JK, everything's fine. Oh, you know what I did? You know what I realized? I accidentally unplugged the thing that my timer is set on. So my timer is never gonna go off. Nifty. Cool. That actually is a little bit of a problem. actually is maybe a problem. But it's cool. We can cheat. I'm gonna go check chat. Oh no! Oh no. Okay, I just checked when I set my 35-minute timer, and chat reacted to me setting it an hour and 10 minutes ago. So, let's see what these look like. Okay, this is fine. Maybe it's okay. Hey, wait, hold on, maybe this is fine. Okay, savable. Everything's okay. Okay. I'm so nervous just now. Holy crap. All right. So, I'm gonna let those cool for a second, and then we're gonna fork them up. We're gonna fork them up, and then I should have like a pasta-y consistency that we can enjoy with our rustic spaghetti sauce I made with a blend of 2 different types of basil, 2 different types of thyme, a type of rosemary, a type of oregano, salt, pepper, fresh garlic, dried minced garlic, EVOO, and Roma tomatoes specifically. And it's delicious. It's delicious. It's so good. So good. I can't believe I left that for half an hour too long because Alexa got unplugged. I can't believe Alexa got unplugged. And that was my problem. Great. Okay. And we've made more Thai tea. It looks gorgeous. It smells gorgeous. Thai tea is my spouse's favorite. We also just whipped up coconut cream. And now we're letting it just sort of do its thing a little bit. So that will cool down. Hi. Hey, hi, hello. How's it going? I hope you're doing great. We have been doing fiery test kitchen stuff, but less about testing the food and more about testing the tech and myself. I have 4 lapel mics. I cannot find any of them. I have 4 lapel mics. I cannot find a single one of them. They're all in a box together. But frustratingly, I found the box that I know that they're not in, but has the warranties for them. So, I also can't find my laptop, and I can't find my spouse's tablet. So, here's what's happening. Stream the music, the bot, all of that are streaming from my stream computer right now. If there's been alerts, I have not been able to see them. My chat and only chat, none of the rest of stream, is in that room on a computer about 15, 16 feet away from me, that way. I have popped out chat that is at 200% zoom so that I can read everything from here. And then y'all are on my phone. I'm using my phone through DroidCam. I'm using my phone as a way of capturing both the video and audio right now on one of my many tripods. And if the lighting starts to suck, oh god, there's technically a ring light. Yeah, that one's the vibe. There's technically a ring light if I really need it, but I don't, so we're gonna turn that back off because I'm a little light sensitive today. I'm a big light sensitive baby right now. I did a little meal prep for tomorrow. I made 3 different flavors of overnight oats. And I had a spaghetti squash that really, really needed cooking. So we cut that bad boy open. We cut that bad boy open. We slow roasted it. Rubbed with olive oil, salt, and pepper because our spaghetti sauce is really well seasoned and I don't think that it needs a lot of seasoning itself. So we slow roasted our spaghetti squash halves in the oven upside down so they didn't burn. And then we made, let's see. Hey chat, what is 32 ounces in metric? Or like, hold on. Okay, I figured it out, chat. I figured it out. So I made half a gallon. I made half a gallon of Thai tea. Because I made two 32-ounce batches. I made half a gallon of Thai tea, which is just under 2 liters. It was like 1.8 something liters. So I made a bunch of Thai tea, and then I whipped coconut milk and coconut cream together. So I'm letting that kind of deflate a bit because I made it a little too thick. I might actually whisk some extra creamy oat milk into it to make it thinner. But the Thai tea's been good. I'm gonna turn off my oven. I'm sorry if I've missed any alerts during stream today. Okay, so right now I'm just using a fork to kind of break my spaghetti squash away from its skin a little bit. Yeah, boy. Okay, hold on. I won't live long and prosper if I burn the hell out of myself. So this is what a cooked side looks like. This is what it's starting to look like now that I've been like fluffing it up a bit. I'm just going to transfer that out of its skin so that I can work with it a little bit easier. I'm going to transfer it out of its skin now. Ah, the flesh is so delicious. Can't spare any. Must scrape the skin clean. Sorry, I just felt like a serial killer for a second, and I thought I'd lean into the horror movie energy. Oh, speaking of horror movie energy, have people seen that there's going to be a Phasmophobia movie made by Blumhouse, of all people? A couple months ago, I would have thought that was I thought that was an April Fool's Day joke. I would have thought it was. But no, it's a real thing. How wild is that? Oh, thanks, Tess. Yeah, I always watch my content back to some degree so I can sort of troubleshoot for the future in any way I can. This is definitely one of those streams that I'm going to be hitting with like a notepad and slowly going through it to see kind of how stuff worked. But this is the squash. You can see it sort of has like a pasta vibe to it. So, gonna grab plate. I'm gonna grab, I forget the name of this style of plate, which is weird to me because I'm really big on knowing the names of like glassware and stuff like that. But types of plates, I don't even know if they have different names, so I'm bad at that. Like obviously dinner plates, salad plates, etc. But okay, so hear me out. Dinner plate, obvious, right? Of course, I know what's happening here. This is a saucer, of course. This is like a little, it's like a little sauce bowl, but I don't know. This is actually for sauce. And then I have like these crescent moon shaped ones. Hold on. And part of the same set, there's square ones. But there's these guys, which are like half plate, half bowl. What are those? Do they have a name? Does that exist? Am I just making stuff up because my OCD really likes stuff to have categories? Who knows? Who can say? Who could even say? Except for the internet. Okay, so we have this beautiful plate of spaghetti squash and rustic homemade spaghetti sauce. I made it a little nest. I love the moon-shaped ones, right? Are those just salad bowls? Hi, Bramble! Hold on. Soup plates, bowl plates, or coupe dishes. Oh my god, coupe dishes. That is, I think, the name I've heard before. Dinner plate, salad plate, bread and butter plate, soup bowl. Soup plate, aka coupe dish. Hi, Emmy! Okay. So it's either a bowl plate or a coupe dish. Like a coupe glass is also shaped like that, but without the rim. This is also known as a coupe dish, which I kind of like. Not gonna lie, I'm here for it. Okay, so our other spaghetti squash half is ready to come out of its shell. It's coming out of its skin and it's doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Okay, we're gonna carefully, hold on. We're gonna move this. Okay, we're gonna carefully kind of scoop around to the edges of its skin. Like so. We're going to kind of break it free from its edges. And what I did when I roasted this squash is really common for cooking most types of squash, where you flip it upside down so that the flesh doesn't bake too quickly. Yeah, okay. Come here, flesh bag. No, your flesh is too tasty. Give me your flesh. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. Please hold. We're just gonna peel it. Please hold. Okay. Whoop. It's very hot still, but your girl is also incredibly just heat sensitive genetically. So yummy. Mmm. Delicious flesh. Okay. So we're just gonna break it up gently. And we're gonna go with the grain when we do that, because we want those nice long pasta-like strands. So we're just gonna pull it apart while letting it kind of stay its namesake, right? It has like a starchy angel hair spaghetti kind of pasta energy to it. Hence it being called spaghetti squash, and we're just gonna let it do its thing. I also missed the seed when baking it, so if you please excuse me. Ah, come here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we have this for later, for their meal prep for tomorrow. Cool. It is seasoned with olive oil, pepper, and salt right now. Yeah, it's spaghetti squash. Also, I'm glad you like the cabinet handles. I didn't pick them, but they're probably one of the things I'll keep about this kitchen when I redo the kitchen. Okay, so I compost. So this is going to go directly in my compost bin. And if you go put in your kitchen, use Stinky. I have a lid to my compost bin that has a giant, super thick charcoal filter in it. So smells do not escape it. but it is ventilated so it doesn't just become like a moldy moisture pit. You know? Okay. So, we can get rid of this foil, which tore, so of course I lined the baking dish so it wouldn't get all covered in olive oil, and it is now completely full of olive oil because it tore. Okay. I should check my phone to see how much battery it has left, to see if there's any other meal prep I want to do while we're doing kitchen cooking test stream, or if we want to move to my PC, since my PC is already hosting streams, and like move on to a normal co-working stream. We have this for later. We have our rustic spaghetti sauce, and I want to say a perfect amount to go with this. We made overnight oats. We made overnight oats with local berry preserves, using wild blueberries from my area as well as local raspberries from last year. So one of them is raspberry, one of them is wild blueberry, and one of them is raspberry and wild blueberry. Fiery the Skinner. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we have our squash, we have our spaghetti sauce. Now for the taste test together. Okay. Y'all right? Some food and thinking wiggles to really get that brain going. Just a little touch extra salt and pepper to see if that's what it's missing. It's not bad. This slaps, but it feels like a little something is missing from the flavor balance. Acidity is not too there, but is right. It's a little savory, while still being a little sweet from the tomatoes. I think I might add white pepper. Hold on. Maybe it's missing an umami. Okay, hold on. My spice cabinet's kind of a mess, but bear with me. What are you missing? Because the sauce isn't missing anything really. It's now that it's mixed with the squash, it feels like it's missing something. A little smoked paprika. Let's see if that's what. Food is science, but it's also art. There are many sciences that are also art. And a lot of cooking, while it is science, is about vibes. That's it. That's what it was missing. The smokiness of the paprika helps a lot. Yeah. Okay. Food scartist, yeah. Wait, chat? And by chat, I mean my favorite food primer, Tesseract, probably. I have a whole second helping of this for later, in case I truly mess this one up, as we just Tupperwared. I'm gonna add salt, pepper, paprika to the new one, or the other one. I'm also going to add a little bit of white pepper to this one. By a little, I mean maybe too much. Also, I'm not gonna lie, well, I don't really care about this brand. I love that it's on there in French as well, for that black pepper. It feels needlessly fancy. But okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Tess food primer on deck. I'm kind of thinking about adding red chili flakes, but like the Szechuan ones I have, or a little bit of their oil, make it a little spicy, but in the slightly numbing kind of way. And like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I could probably fix it so it's not mirrored later. Like, I'm kind of thinking, what if we just little bit of this? Oh yeah, Watkins was your pre-ground pepper. Maybe just a little of the oil. I say a little of the oil, I just turned the whole dish like an orange-red color. I said a little, look at that color, look how vibrant. Well, there's no going back now, baby. And that's why we didn't do it to the whole amount. We only did it to one portion. Yes. 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 Approved. 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 Yes. Okay, great. Well, we have lunch. We have breakfast for the next 3 days. We have a quart. No. We have like 2 pints. What I'm saying, that is a quart. We have like a quart of whipped coconut cream. Really whipped coconut half and half, because it's half coconut milk, half coconut cream. To go with our gallon of Thai iced tea. Is there anything else we want to do before we move to my computer for normal co-working stream? Though I do like the fact that I could do dishes. I could technically do dishes right now with you all before we go to co-working and just have them done for later, since the running water wasn't bothering people too much. Also, I have anti-fatigue mats over along in front of the cabinets in like an L shape, which is very helpful so that I don't break myself by standing here too long. Yeah, that oil puts color on everything, for sure. Let's see. Oh, that feels so wrong. I don't like this. But yeah, these guys, my faves. I love savory, and their pasta sprinkles are the base of like half of my sauces. I hate that. We're going back to this way. I can't do it. I can't do it. So, what are we thinking? Must really like spices. Yeah, I do love spices. I mean, so you have this guy that I need to refill more, because some of them are near empty. And then over there, all of them are just oils. So we have, ignore this, it's just too tall to fit in my spice cabinet. But we have oils and vinegars over here. Giant Tapatio. And then, so that's primarily baking stuff. That's stuff that is, oh god, I just got sent something. Oh no, I just got sent a picture that's me going like, I hate it so much. Woo! Sweet. But yeah, basically these are our most used spices, these are our secondary most used spices, and these are like specialty stuff for baking or like specific dishes or whatever. Our vanilla bean sugar, that is sugar, vanilla beans, like whole bits of vanilla bean, vanilla extract from those vanilla beans, and then like a little bit of caramel flavor. It's really good in like pancakes or on different fruit things, but my god, this in coffee, no notes. No notes. Who would take such a picture? Well, the picture is apparently the thumbnail of my stream somewhere. And that thumbnail was sent to me screenshotted by one of the partners of one of my very best friends. To which I say, thanks, I guess, but also, come on, buddy. Rough. Okay. You know, you don't need to be plugged into anything, because I don't need this light to do dishes. I could move you over there, so you're farther away from the dishes being done, but I'd be worried that, well, it would be even quieter. So would I. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a few dishes. At least from what we did today, so that my spouse doesn't come home to extra dishes and no clear sign that I'm going to do them. I actually spent yesterday not fully bedridden, but nearly bedridden. I couldn't move most of yesterday. It hurt too much to like stay upright for more than a few minutes at a time. Stuff like that. So, I'm feeling a little better today. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm pushing my luck by standing for so long. But I also plan on ending stream in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So, there are worse things in the world. I used to keep a stool in the kitchen just for when I was cooking for myself. Even if I was only going to be streaming, or even if I was only going to be cooking for like a half an hour. Just because it's so hard for me to stand for a half an hour at a time sometimes. But the stool is not inside right now. I'm not actually sure where my stool is, if I'm being honest. It might have ended up in our shed, maybe? Or maybe it's in the garage somewhere and I just haven't seen it yet. Kitchen bar stools. Kitchen bar stools are underrated. Kitchen bar stools are underrated. Yeah. I'm not doing all the dishes. There are more dishes than I feel like doing on stream, let alone standing for. But I wouldn't have offered, like, I wouldn't have asked if we wanted to do those really quick. If I wasn't up for any of them. Also, Ziva, it's so good to see you. Hello. We're doing a little kitchen test stream. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Woo. Y'all have been in my kitchen. There's some dishes, but we're not doing anything like too wacky. It's a kitchen test successful check. Yeah. Let's see. Where do I want to put you? It's so cozy. Yeah. So we made spaghetti squash with homemade spaghetti sauce. It's delicious. We made a bunch of Thai tea. And we whipped coconut milk and coconut cream together. So, to like put in said Thai iced tea. And now we're doing a few dishes just to see how that is. I couldn't find my box. It moved over here in January. So it moved over here way before us and the rest of our things moved here. So it'd be safely here when I wanted it for stuff like this, and I cannot find it. It was a box of my lapel mics and the receivers. I have 4 lapel mics and 2 receivers, and I cannot find them. And there's also like some lav mics and wind muffs for the lapel mics and lav mics and stuff like that. And so I need to find those. Because I think if I could find those, we could do stuff in the kitchen sometimes. I think it'd also make it easier for like art and craft streams. Also, Sinja, it's so good to see you. Hello. So, here's the tech vibe of what's happening. I have no way to read chat in the room with me right now. But I have you up on Professor Metal's computer, so you're like 15 feet that way from me. That way. So if I turn like this, I can kind of see chat because y'all are super zoomed in, taking up a whole monitor pointing towards the kitchen. I cannot see any alerts or anything though. I'll catch up on anything that I missed when we move to my computer in a little bit. But the primary stream itself is all running from my computer. So the music, the bot, stream, everything except for the camera and audio are coming from my computer, and the camera and audio are just my phone. Professor Metal is my spouse! Yeah, so I have this black mat over here and this one over here that needs sweeping but still exists. They're those anti-fatigue mats like bankers and stuff stand on, and these are about a 1/3 of an inch thick, maybe a 1/2 inch thick, so they're not that bad. They help a lot. Shout out to the prof. But yeah. Okay. So cool. That's what we're up to though. So I'm gonna do a couple dishes really quick. Also, for anyone who hasn't met the chat named plant, this is Plantoinette. Little butterhead plant Leticia, also named to Leticia. Chat froze. Oh no. My camera has frozen. Send help. Hold on. Please stand by. Hello? We can still hear you. Okay, great. Everything's okay. Can you see me again, or are you still seeing my empty chair? I had frozen, like, right here for me. We can see! Okay. Site restored. Yeah. I didn't pay for this version of the app that doesn't have the watermark. So, the watermark moves places every time you start and stop it until you get rid of it, so that you can't consistently cover it up. So before it was probably outside of the crop of everything, but since I started and stopped and restarted it, the watermark moved to somewhere more obvious. Sometimes it's like right in the middle third, and that's rough. But, meh. This is a different webcam app for my phone than I've used previously. Forgot that the dishwasher's open. Come on. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. It works though. Okay, so yeah, if I'm happy with this one and its performance overall, I might purchase it so that it's not watermarked. But if we don't like it, I'll probably go back to the other one I've used and just do the paid version of that. But I'm kind of testing them against each other, and this one's integrated with OBS and seems to work a little more consistently. So, and this one's like an OBS plugin instead of like its own separate program, which I like. I do like that. And it's not that expensive, so if I do end up having to buy it outright, like, I'm not mad about it. I might zoom in chat a little bit more. If I do this again and I can't find a way to have chat in the room with me. But we shall see. I do love the fact that even my immersion blender wasn't super loud, even though I have not set up any noise gating. I have not set up any form of like EQ stuff. None of that with this audio source. And even my immersion blender, like a foot from the audio source, wasn't too loud for people earlier, even noise sensitive people. So I do think that this is like gonna be good overall with like a little tweaking. And when I find my lapel mics, then I can just use this just for the video, no audio. And I'll use my lapel mics for the audio and this for the video. So I think it'll work out well. But yeah, I think this could be cool. I don't plan on just using it for cooking streams, though I am kind of thinking I really miss doing cooking streams, and it's something the community's asked for a lot. So as I have groceries in the house more often, I will probably aim for cooking streams more often. And if it can be something like this, where it's just temporary and the stream is hosted on my computer, and when I'm done here, I can just move to my computer and stream's already up and running and it doesn't technically start a new stream like when I have to switch from PC to mobile streams and back, then like I can do segments easier. I could do like a cooking segment and then gaming. I could do cooking and like maybe go to my crafting setup or whatever much easier. So you're giving me valuable information. It would be an option if a friend was here. I've considered it. I mean, one of my favorite streams to hang out in when I'm decompressing, where like the person was one of like a Twitch mentor that was my mentor. I was her little mentee. It was very sweet. She was incredibly helpful. Her husband does like a cooking show on Twitch with her. And she has a separate channel for when it's just her, but her and her husband have like this huge production that they do together. And it's incredible. So, like, if I knew I was going to be cooking and I knew, like in a circumstance like this, I knew I wouldn't be able to read my own chat. I thought I was going to today, because I thought I would just use my spouse's tablet, but I think they took their tablet with them to work. Unlike the angry ghost that locked me in a closet earlier almost, and then also knocked on open doors. That's a whole thing that happened. I think that the tablet is most easily explained by my spouse taking it with them. So, but yeah, if I knew I wasn't going to be able to read chat like this, I do have a friend who I could ask if it wasn't on a Thursday. A friend of mine who wants to do cooking content with me or other guest star content with me is in college classes morning to night every Tuesday and Thursday. So if it wasn't on a Thursday, I could probably call a specific friend who I know would really enjoy doing that. And a friend of the community, AR Lockwood, has talked about like maybe them and my other friend like doing a soup stream with me where we make like multiple kinds of gazpacho and have like a little garden party with a bunch of different gazpacho and stuff. Hi! Happy gay, y'all! You're still a demi, keep it. Wait, you said you what? You said, wait. Zevo said you what? And I need to know what that was in response to. Yeah, preview cooking with Bunny, let's go! He had it read out digitally, a bit odd. I would be, okay. So, in response to digital reading out loud, I do know somebody who used to do that. I used to mod for somebody who used to have chat be able to be read out to him digitally. When he was in VR. For some VR games, he had it set up so he could just look up in the VR game where there was no actual game content. Or like in the sky of his game, the writing would just be there. That's one thing. And so like the sound was funneled directly to his ear holes in that circumstance. But in this circumstance, if it was just read out loud in general from some speaker somewhere in the house, I'd be worried about the echo and the loop. Oh, the closet ghost! Nobody gets stuck in a closet during Pride. Okay, here's the thing. We're gonna eat some of the food we made today. It's spaghetti squash with homemade, spicy, it's spaghetti squash with spaghetti sauce that I added some like Szechuan chili oil to, so it's spicy. Okay, so I brought my box with, wait, hold on, your birthday. Last week, yeah. Happy belated birth. Okay, so when we moved here, we got the keys at the end of December. We started moving a few important things in January. The rest of the move happened in February, right? Now, one of the first things I moved over so that I could do streams like this in other parts of the house were my lapel mics. I have one very expensive set of Rode lapel mics, and their receiver, and one cheaper set of Synco Synco lapel mics, and their receiver, so that I could do guests, and I could do up to 4 guests if I had both sets hooked up at the same time and both going to my computer in different channels. I could do like 4 people lapel mic'd up. So I have two sets of 2. I thought they were in the closet of the room that I use as a stream room and office, so I cleared out stuff to get to the closet, and I sort of squeezed in sideways into the closet, and then I was standing in the closet with the door open, searching through stuff in there. I did not find them in there. But something moved and blocked the door, so I couldn't get out. And that was at 11:30 this morning. So my spouse was at work and will be at work until like, they usually get home around 7 p.m. And I truly thought that I might be stuck in that closet with no access to like the bathroom or food or water or anything until they get home. And I had to like reach my arm out from the closet and then like try to move stuff out of the way of the door so I could get out. It was a little scary. Also, happy belated birthday, as I said. I know you always hang out in Emmy's chat for birthday stuff, and you just did birthday stuff for another friend there. So I would say, Emmy always does happy birthday because that was a song that she used to have to do at work, I believe. But the one I used to have to do at my old job was, "This is your birthday song, it isn't very long, hey!" And that'd be it, and then we'd all scatter in opposite directions. So. Yeah. I had to reach around the door. Yeah. I had a very successful and mostly trauma-free coming out of the closet. You saw that one last night, but did not know how it went, Manila. Yes. I posted it in Emmy's chat last night, I think, or earlier this week. But yeah. This is your birthday song, it isn't very long, hey! And then everybody scatters unrelated directions, as long as they don't all go the same way. We always had to do that when I was a dinner theater actress. When I worked for the National Murder Mystery Dinner Theater Company, and we were the National Murder Mystery Company, and we did National Murder Mystery Dinner Theater. That was a big thing. That was our thing because we performed in a bunch of different eras, right? So sometimes it'd be the future, and sometimes it'd be the 1700s, and now it's 1936, and now it's the 1960s or the 80s or modern day. Like, it was it really depended on the exact thing we were hired for, but we consistently use that as our non-era specific song for birthdays. But yeah, I was stuck in the closet this morning, and I had to reach around the closet to like blindly move stuff, and I have no idea how I got trapped in there in some ways. I was stuck in there for like almost 40 minutes, and I was a little worried. Like it was over half an hour being stuck in that. Oh. Ah! No! Don't open to. Oh my god. I'm back, sorry. Something tried to open a different program and I don't know why. But yeah, I was stuck in the closet for like almost more than half an hour. And I did not have my phone on me. And I don't even know who I would have called anyway. It was not good. And then when we started stream and I walked from my computer room to the kitchen, the door shut itself behind me, which it usually doesn't do. It stays open to whatever degree you set it to, right? Like it doesn't, there isn't like a tilt or anything, like it doesn't close itself usually. But I left my computer room and it closed most of the way except for about this far. And then there was like two distinct knock noises on it. It was like, it went from like this to like this. And then there was like a, but it didn't close the rest of the way. The two distinct separate knock noises happened and then but it didn't move at that point. It was already done moving at that point. And there was nothing against the back of the door at all, so it's not like things fell into it, which also would have moved the door. So I don't know what happened. It's been a really weird morning. But that's the life I lead right now. So anyway, kitchen stuff, right? The show must go on, as they say. Happy birthday. You have a second monitor. Still being used. Bunny, please. I did not have my phone with me. Yeah, when I was stuck in the closet, my phone was about 7 feet away. So there's absolutely no way I could have called for help. Oh! No, I could have called for help. I could have. If I shouted loud enough, the Amazon Echo in my bedroom would have heard me, and I can have it call saved numbers. So technically I could have had the Echo call for help for me. It was bad. But alas, we're here now, baby. Alexa, what would you do if I just yelled, help me?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, help me!
If this is a life-threatening situation, please dial emergency services directly from your phone. Otherwise, I can help you with specific questions, like how to connect to Bluetooth. To learn more about what I can do, take a look
Alexa,
at
stop. No, no go. Could not help if I yell, help me. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. I had a feeling she'd be like, girl. Okay, hold on. Alexa, beam me up.
Let's do this. I'll try not to leave any body parts behind. In 3, 2, 1.
let's do this. I'll try not to leave any body parts behind. Well, Alexa, I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
no. It's some Linkin Park line you can say most of and just finish it, and I just don't remember which one it is. I just don't remember which one right now. But yeah, Thursdays are usually our co-working day. And I thought that maybe today could just be kitchen test day, as we test not just kitchen stuff, but also basically the same setup for if I was cooking or crafting somewhere or whatever. Also, there is a challenge right now. I love that Zevo's phone vibrated when I did that. That's so funny. I do kind of like the vibe that if I wanted to during co-working, I could take you around my house with me and have consistent-ish audio and be able to like do stuff that I'm co-working on with y'all rather than just leaving you at my computer. And again, this is even before improving the audio quality significantly. Which we can do, just not today. You know? You know? Okay. So... Oh. Need to dry my hands. Tesseract, no! No! Rip. Okay, coconut whip, looking amazing. What's the consistency happening right now? Thick. Very good though. Very, very good though. High tea is delicious. Okay, that sounds incredible. Also, I believe I've seen that before, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I know I'm gonna butcher it, but I do love coconut anything. So this is just, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just white, it's just sugar, a little bit of sugar, just to sweeten it a touch. Unsweetened coconut milk, unsweetened coconut cream, and a little bit of sugar. That's it. That's the 3 ingredients, and then I whipped the crap out of it with my immersion blender earlier to see if the immersion blender would be too loud for streaming. Coquito? Coquito? Thank you. Thank you for just typing the sounds instead of like trying to do like phonetic alphabet stuff. Or the the way dictionaries do things. That that doesn't always translate in my brain. So, which is why I read the dictionary a bunch when I was a child, and yet most of that did not stick. Words stuck, definitions of words stuck, but not pronunciation. So sometimes the definitions and the words, the definitions are logged under the wrong sounds sometimes up in the old noggin. Okay, so we actually did more. We actually did enough dishes to run the dishwasher. Also, that means we get to flip. Oh, hold on. Oop. Flip. We get to flip the magnet from no, the bard cannot seduce the dishes, to clean, a member of the party has already completed this quest, for my spouse when they get home later. Check. Now the only dishes are a couple pots and pans that were too big to fit in the dishwasher. Okay, chat. I'm kind of thinking it might be time to go to the office. Do some other co-worky stuff. But I don't know, I don't think that was too bad. Y'all, thoughts, feelings, opinions? Workable? And again, I'll rewatch the VOD from today to kind of get a vibe for tech stuff, what I can improve with the current tech, what has to wait for me finding the other tech and unpacking it. Though if I find the other tech, it's all pretty much plug and play. So as soon as I find it, I can start doing stuff. Too warm, delicate hands, oh no! Oh no! Stream looked good? Yay! Okay, I'm glad that stream looked good. Also, because I'm an art nerd, does anyone want to see my cute little dish towels? who missed them earlier before we leave the kitchen for the day. Because I kind of love them. Okay. 2 pans for the sauces, 1 pot. It sounded good too, and you love cute towels. Yes, always. Yay! Also, Leah's still here. Hooray! Okay. So, I love art. Now these look weird, but they're hella absorbent, and they like soften up and lose all of their rigidity whenever they're wet, and then they like when they dry, they get like this level of not really super flexy again. So they're all different art pieces. I'm gonna put that one back up there. They're all different art pieces. And I think they're really cute. And they're so absorbent, and they work so well. Actually, I think I'm gonna use one real quick. Sort of clean and wipe down this counter a smidge before we get out of here. Yeah, I think they're super cute. Now that there isn't running water over there. Now that there isn't running water over here, I can kind of bring you back over here. Just gonna clean some tomato sauce splatter. But yeah, thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I very much appreciate it. Come on. I look forward to kind of getting a vibe check, because I'd really like to go back to not just co-working streams, but like other crafting and art streams again. And I've had people asking me about cooking streams basically since the last one, like 3.5 years ago. Maybe it hasn't been a full 3.5 years, but it's been some time. It's been quite some time. So I think I'd really like to sort of give it my best shot to do some of that within reason. Even if it's just like, I feel like I'm cutting off my head. Hold on. Whoa, God. even if it's just a matter of, you know, this Thursday we do a little bit of meal prep for the next couple days, and then we go back to co-working like normal, and then we maybe do a little bit of art or whatever, you know. I'm gonna go back to my office now, and I'll see you there in just a sec.
Hello, this is what you have been on so far. Oh, that's a problem. It would appear that while I've been on the other side of the house, not touching anything or in this room, the angry ghost, part of my chair has fallen. That? Oh, and my audio is wrong. What is going on with my audio? Okay. Hold on. What is? What is going on with my mic? Whoa, no. I hate whatever ghost is tormenting me. Hello? What is happening here? Okay, it's definitely registering that mic. What happened to the sound of my voice? And no, something is super wrong with my microphone. That should not be what I sound like at all. What the fuck? What is happening? I am so confused right now, but it's so important that I fix this. I think my actual PC setup is working less than my kitchen setup was. Something is very horribly wrong. There's a little bit of an echo. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm okay. Hold on. What the fuck? Did I just exorcise the ghost? That sounds better. That sounds better now. I do feel a little bit like I want to cry. What is happening with my fucking what? Okay. Well, I've been at the other end of my house. My chair has fallen apart, so I am barely staying upright right now. And my mic is horribly, horribly awry. My chair was not like this morning, let alone before that. I have no idea why the front right or front left corner of my chair cannot stay up off the floor unless I lean really hard to the back and right and I push against my desk. But between that and whatever is happening with my microphone, maybe I need to hop off stream and take my office apart and see if I can fix that. And yeah, because that was good. It was a little nails on chalkboardy. I will give you that. Maybe we just had a nice, fun, short little cooking test stream. And I might be like, I have important stuff going on tomorrow on stream. And I really need my chair to not be broken and my microphone to not be working. To not be like the case still by then. So I think I think that I need. You'd still listen to you if you sound like you're full of helium. Yeah, but I am. In theory, I'm supposed to be playing a game with its developers tomorrow and then, like, doing an official co-stream of Summer Game Fest and then streaming for another, like, 5 hours. So I really don't want to do all that with a chair that I don't understand why it's literally coming apart in pieces. And when I'm not in it. And whatever is going on with my microphone. So okay. If I didn't think that I should empty out this room a bit so I have room to take apart my chair and put it back together, and that means unplugging stream stuff. If that wasn't the case, then I'd just be like, okay, we're co-working stream. Let me fix my chair on stream. But I think I need to empty this room out so I can fully take apart my chair that is like a quarter of the size of this room. And then put it back together. So, thank you. Thank you for helping with the test stream in the kitchen. It meant a lot. I can't wait to look back through that and see how it went. From more of a technical side. I'm gonna eat my spaghetti squash and then take apart my entire office. And then put my office back together. Because I also have a podcast recording on Saturday morning, even if I cancel everything tomorrow. I have a recording session on 10 a.m. on Saturday.
and then a co-stream with members of the Twitch Women's Guild. Or no, the Twitch Pride Guild, rather. So, I'm very excited about stuff that's coming up. We have like 3 Pride-related raid trains that we're a part of coming up really soon. We have a few other things that we're official co-streaming. I want to see this clip really quick. Yeah, it's wild that my audio is better in my kitchen off my phone than when I came back to my computer with my EQ'd microphone. Help. Okay. I want to check this clip that Tess made. And then we'll find somebody to raid. And then we'll take apart my office. And probably light some incense and salt my doorway.
I am in space, on the moon. Help! I am losing oxygen. I'm gonna suffocate.
I need to see this. Hold on.
The flesh is so delicious. Can't spare any. Must scrape the skin clean.
Sorry, I just felt like a serial killer for a second. Perfect. Honestly, no notes. I want that to be what all of my cooking streams feel like in the future. Okay. So. Oh god. Let me balance the chair back this way. I can't let go of my desk on this side. Unless I want to dip. Okay. Where are we going? We have so many options. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. I look forward to doing all sorts of fun stuff together in the future. I think that today gave me lots of really interesting data points. And I am very excited for what that means for the future of content like this. I'm really glad you like stuff like this. So what I'd really like to do is I'd like to make all of the star charms on a crafting stream. So these are all shades of purple, this cup. And these are all shades of blue. And then I have white ones as well. Hold on. They're all these colors. So 3 shades of purple, 3 shades of blue, and white. And then I'm going to be piercing them with an embroidery needle and waterproof sealing them so they can't unravel and they're not as crushable. And then making them into like keychains or little charms with different kinds of clasps. I'd like to do that on stream. There's a few other things I'd like to do on stream. So getting the mobile in-house setup better, as well as like figuring out the right angles for cooking streams and what tech stuff is needed and all that, I think will be really fun, because I'd love to do at least like, these are the video game days a week, these are the days that I record stuff offline a week, and then these are like the non-video game stuff, the cooking and crafting and co-working and all that, you know? I think that'd be really, really fun to have like the centering chill day. Oh, hey, speaking of which, our friend Erica is currently doing an art stream making a stove.
making a stove and blender. So we're gonna go from using my stove to watching Erica make one. That's what we're gonna do. I'm glad it's fun watching that kind of stuff. I felt like I was falling apart for the last 2 days, and now my house is falling apart to match. So we're gonna go right into Erica, please. We're gonna say Fiery Raid. We're gonna say Fiery Raid lighting the way with pride this time. I think that's gonna be our raid message this month in general for the most part, unless there's a custom one for a specific person. I think I'm gonna add like a... I might do something like that, or I might just say that as my next message. But anyway, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, don't forget to be awesome. Thank you so much. I love all the feedback, I love all the input, I love how many friends came by. Thank you for celebrating your birthday with me. Thank you to everybody who came by who's not usually around, like Zevo. It was awesome to see. Leah, aka Gloomy, it was awesome to see. Thank you all so much. I'm so sorry for all the weirdnesses, but also each and every one of you is invaluable to me. Take care.